Content creators are pretty busy people. Planning and recording and editing. Well, in this video we're going to do none of that. We're going to go for a little walkies. Hopefully we'll find a place to do a figure review because Bombusbee has kindly sent over a big girly for us to review. Later on, if we have time, might check out some figure stores as well. But those are not the only reasons we're out here. We're actually kind of in the middle of nowhere. I am a little bit lost. I don't usually trek so far out because there's pretty much nothing here besides like office buildings and factories and stuff. So the reason that we are out so far is because I'm grabbing something off Carousel, a local marketplace app. Essentially, if we trek it out to the seller, then they'll give us a little bit of a discount. We're gonna save about $7 US. Which, it's not much, is it?
But hey, you save $7 here, you save $7 later, then you have $14. Which still can't buy a figure, but you do it a few more times, you can buy a whole figure.
I did eventually find my way to the seller to grab the goods. And then I got a little bit lost again, so now we are at some park. I'm kind of hoping to find like somewhere I can do a review here. It is also really bloody hot today, so it's like 30 degrees, super humid. Because that's what Hong Kong's like, unfortunately. There's not really any seating areas in the shade. And the places which I kind of found, they didn't really have a table, so it's kind of hard to do a review out here. I actually almost gave up, but then I realized it was lunchtime. So let's grab a bite to eat first, and then we'll continue to cry in the sun. I actually also planned to use the audio while I was walking about, but it didn't sound very good. Alright, so I've decided to voice over this whole thing because it's way too hard recording outside. But first, some food. Alright, so we're gonna go to what's called a Tatantang. Essentially, it's like local fast food in Hong Kong, where you can get some cheap and cheerful food.
So you can save more dollars for the figures. No need to live off of ice soup.
Anyway, here is the food. So essentially I got beef noodles, an omelette and a croissant. And a nice lemon tea with less ice and less sugar because I'm healthy. Kind of. Yeah, doesn't look the best. It does look a little bit oily. But hey, every once in a while is fine, right? I wouldn't say this is the best I've had, but it's definitely not the worst. I give it like a 6 out of 10. Alright, food finished, so we better get back out there and look for a place to do the review. It is actually so bloody hot out here. So after wandering around the park a little bit more, it seems we have found a good place to do the review. Over there in the stands. But then when I walked over, the sun was absolutely glaring and I realized that everything kinda looks like poo-poo over here. So instead we're gonna settle for this little table and chair here. This is where the uncles like to gather and play some sort of game. It's like a gambling game or something. I don't know, I'm not quite there yet. This is the setup. Super professional content creator. And it's gonna look something like this. As you can see, audio quality not the best. Also, someone literally decided to come trim the hedges. Like, not more than 2 seconds after I started recording. So, that's, yep. Anyway, this is of course the 1/9 figure by Animester. Nanami Pulse something something from Punishing Grey Raven. Out of the box, she does have 2 trays. The top tray has some figure and accessories. The bottom tray has a bunch of other stuff. This is what the figure looks like. Very heavy in the hand, because she's a 1/9 scale figure. As well as that, she does have some metal parts around her. Her internal skeleton should be metal, as well as, I believe, these bits on her legs. Objectively, I think she looks nice, pretty cool. Doesn't really speak to me personally, but hey, if you like the game, if you like the character, then this might be something you can consider. I would say because of her size, she is quite substantial, of course. However, I'm not sure if it's because this is my first Animester figure, or because of the design. I think articulation is not the best. Okay, head movement is not too bad. Ponytail moves as well. Her shirt, dress, blouse thing, whatever the heck you want to call it, kind of gets in the way, so pretty much she has like no torso articulation. I don't really know what I'm doing here, because I'm pretty much just grabbing the shirt thing, and so it's actually really hard to move her. Her upper arms and body are squishy bits, which are quite interesting. It can be a little bit scary moving them, but just be careful and you should be okay. I would suggest being careful when moving the arms around. They are a little bit tight, not sure if it's just my copy or this figure. Again, just be careful, should be okay. Squishy shoulders. Other arm movement is pretty similar to other stuff. Wrists can be a little bit loose, but it's not the end of the world. Leg movement is okay. She does have squishy bits, but once again, the shirt is in the way. The design coupled with, I guess, somewhat stiff joints makes it a little bit hard to move her around. Her knees bend like so. And her feeties can do some movements and things. For accessories, she has 4 hands total. Her default hands are neutral hands. She's got a pair of fisty hands. She has holdy hands for holding her weapon. And she has a pair of peace sign hands. She has a total of 5 faceplates. Some of these are quite similar. It's just a little variation in the eyebrow. As well as that, it is a bit unfortunate that only her main face has articulated eyes. This is her default face with the articulated eyes. This is a mouth open, shouting type face. This is a winking or, I guess, taking damage type face. And these two other faces kind of look very similar. Not saying the faces look bad, but there could have been a little bit more variation. This is a quick look at her weapon. You just pretend she's holding it, okay? There are some light up details and things which I will figure out how to do. The batteries can be a little bit hard to put in, so some patience is required. Especially for the feet. For the batteries, do note which way is positive and negative and put it in the right way. There are also switches, so you don't actually have to take the batteries out to turn the light off. Just take off the front parts of the feet and then put the batteries in. It is a little bit hard getting the batteries in for the feet, so just take your time with this one. It is also hard to turn on the switch for the feet, so just use the flathead that you use for the eyes. Not gonna lie, personally I don't really care for the light up features, but it is cool nonetheless. I'm sure it would look more impressive with a proper display though. She has a very thick stand. The stand is pretty cool. There's like little compartments which you can pull out and put accessories in. You just unfold the stand arm, plug it in, and then there's the little claw that just grabs around her waist. For height, she's about 8¼ inch or 21 centimeters. So she is pretty damn tall. So this figure is pretty cool, but it is not quite the coolest thing that you can get. I think I am more of a fan of Kara's Samurai. Shout out to Bombusbee for the figure, and if you would like to shop for some, well, figures and stuff, do check out the links in the description. They tend to get stuff in fairly quickly. Alright, review done, time for some window shopping. Let's check out Anime's Pro. We got some Blockies. This Iron Man actually looks pretty cool. I mean, Blockies stuff just generally looks pretty good, right? We got some Ultraman. And Star Wars. Got a whole bunch of SHF, of course. We got some older Reveltech and things. This section here has some of the newer stuff. So we got King, we got some Spider-Man stuff, and I guess the Venom. There's quite a lot coming out recently. There is a cute little Good Smile display. I don't think they've changed it for a while. There is a bunch of Nendo stuff. And some Figma and a Hyperbody, which is the yellow one there. And check out this big girly. So this is the aisle to the left of the store. It's got a whole bunch of model kits and stuff. We got a bunch of the Chinese action figure brands here. We got Dragon Lung. We got the Monkeys. I do have reviews for both, of course. There's some Cyberpunk down at the bottom, and our freshly reviewed figure. We got this ugly looking Cyberpunk figure. She doesn't actually look as bad in person. Her promo pics though aren't really it. Let's also take a quick look at Hobbyland. By the way, both these stores are in Shamsho-po, Hong Kong, as opposed to Yau Ma Tei in the other videos. We usually just call them SSP or YMT. There is some SHF stuff. Some prize figures. Some different model kits and things like that. Whole bunch of model kits. There's some model tools and things as well, of course. And just a whole bunch of Gundam. It actually took me a while to get those pictures because there were so many people in the Gundam section. But it's okay, we do it for the content. Also, this is what I got off Carousel. Completely forgot about it before. Hobbyland usually has some nice displays and things outside as well. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this kind of vlog style video. Thought it'd be fun to try something different. Do let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.